Hey guys, Mike from B-Tech Reviews here, and today I am going to do a test for the Google Pixel 5a 5G. So again, big shout out to Google for sending this out to me. Again, this is Team Pixel for the win here, so I want to give them a big shout out. And I don't know why, I guess now that I'm in the sunlight, I can now totally tell that this almost black backing to this is actually kind of like a shade of green, like a lot of people are saying. And I've only used this mostly in my house, but now that I'm out in the sun, you can kind of tell it's a little bit on the greener side, so that's pretty interesting. But anyways, the one thing that I did want to test out today was the fact that this actually will overheat when you are recording video in 4K. So today it's a crisp 90, like 92, 93 degrees right now. It's about maybe 1:07 p.m. my time, and I wanted to test this theory out. So I'm out here kind of like in a little park area where I can film outside. I'm gonna try to set this up in the shade so I'm not baking in the heat, right? Because it is hot outside. But I do want to check this out for you guys. All right, so again, big shout out to Google for sending this out to me, and hopefully I can get this edited a little bit later. And again, just to show you guys, it is about 93 degrees Fahrenheit. The last couple of days it's been around I want to say in the hundreds, high 99s, low hundreds. So it's been kind of a pain. And just to give you guys some initial thoughts on the Pixel 5a 5G is it's a very solid phone. I'm going to tell you guys that much. I really like the build quality of the device so far. My only kind of quirks about this phone, or things that I dislike about this phone, are one, again, I do notice, and you guys can see my dog here, she came along for the ride. I do notice that the phone, because it does have the aluminum backing, that it does tend to get hotter than other phones with polycarbonate backings. So there's that, you know what I mean? And for the most part, since the screen and battery is bigger, the phone is also a little bit thick on the thicker side as well. Which again, not a lot of people might have a problem with that, but compared to the 3A and the 4A, I've never had the 4A 5G, by the way, but I have the Pixel 3A and the 4A. This phone is a lot bulkier and heavier. So the one thing I really loved about the Pixel 4A is that it was under 6 inches, so the phone was about 5.8, a little over 5.8 inches. It felt pretty solid in the hand. It was super light compared to this phone, again, maybe because of the materials that it was made in. Obviously, this does not those phones do not have the IP rating that this phone has. So again, of course, this phone has more, right? It's got a bigger battery, it's got a bigger screen. Those are big advantages for some people, right? For me, the big screen isn't always the end all be all on stuff like this. So it really just depends on usability for me and how I like it, right? And I really haven't been able to test out the 5G yet, because I do have this connected to Visible service, which I'll probably make another video about. But I'm only picking up LTE. I'm not sure why. Again, this is under Verizon's 5G network, but for whatever reason, it's not picking up Verizon's 5G. I might have to drive around town just to see if I can pick up a signal, though. We'll see how that goes. But for the most part, I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera for you guys already. I'm gonna set it up outside. And I'm going to set it to 4K recording. So I want to see how long this actually lasts out there, and I'm going to probably set it up over there by that tree. So let's get that going. All right, guys, so it's a little windy out here, so I do apologize about the noise. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this into 4K mode now. Resolution, I'm going to put 4K, and I'm going to go ahead and change it to 60 frames a second, just so that we can get bang out of our buck for that. It did give me a prompt saying try out video stabilization, which I am not trying out stabilization since I do have this set up on a tripod. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it as is. So again, right now you can see here, and if I can get this to focus or not, 4K ultra high resolution in 60 frames a second. And again, I apologize for the wind noise, but again, this is just a test for the Pixel 5a 5G here. And again, so I'm gonna go ahead and start it. We're gonna go ahead and record, and I do have this set up on a tripod. So right now we're at 4 seconds. Again, it's windy out here today, so, and again, I'm just gonna get a shot of the actual building over here. Maybe I'll do a quick pan over here really quick. That way we can get it set up. It's gonna be blurry on the screen. I do apologize about that, but maybe I'll go ahead and post up this footage later on this as well. And again, I'm shooting this I'm shooting this on an iPhone, by the way, guys, which is pretty funny. It's pretty, I wouldn't say pretty funny, but again, I'm shooting the initial video in 1080p, by the way. I'm the one that I'm recording on the iPhone, but this is in 4K. So I want to see how long it takes to overheat. And again, you know, for the most part, you know, this phone has been a joy to use. I haven't had any issues with it. Again, Android 11 is very stable. So for the most part, you know, I can't complain. All I can see is reflection, which kind of stinks. So, okay, I want to say it already stopped recording on its own unless I tapped it. Hold on. I don't know if tapping it stopped recording, but it looks like it stopped recording already. Let me try this again. It might have only lasted less than a minute, honestly. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna kind of guide it to the floor so I can kind of see there, just so that we can see. And we're only getting footage of the grass right now, but that was weird. I think it already stopped. It was less than a minute. It says device is too hot. So wow, it took less than a minute to shoot 4K. And let's try 4K 30, and let's see if that changes anything. Okay, and again, I'm changing that to 4K 30. And again, I do apologize with the clouds and everything like that, but interesting. It took maybe about less than a minute to overheat. So let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and try shooting in 4K 30. And again, I'm just gonna, right now it's at 11 seconds, 14. I thought this video was gonna pan out a little bit better, just because I didn't realize that I was gonna have to deal with glare, which is the crappy part about this. There we go. And again, it's windy out here, so it's not like super. There we go. You guys can kind of see there again. I'm shooting 4K 30, and I'm just shooting in the grass, guys, basically. So let's see how that works. Let's see how long it lasts. 4K 30. 4K 60 doesn't seem to be doing much. But 4K 30, let's see. I'm getting smacked by a tree here, by the way. And again, this is 256 gigs of internal memory, so shouldn't eat up my memory. Hopefully not too much. Let's see if I can pan up. There we go. It took about a minute. It says device is too hot. About a minute, and let's see if it stops itself before it decides to turn off. Again, this is 4K 30 frames a second. It shut off a lot quicker at 4K at 60 frames a second. So, and again, I didn't stop the camera the first time on this, so that's pretty interesting. And if I touch the camera, it's probably, and I mean, the aluminum body is hot, I'll tell you that much, but I mean, it's pretty typical of phones that have aluminum bodies. You know, there we go. And again, we're at 2 minutes already, so I did get that prompt saying that the phone is too hot. We're gonna just see beautiful grass. So far so good, though. It's still recording. And I can definitely see why this might be a problem, especially people that are shooting and you know, that want the higher quality video. You know, I haven't experienced this with my Pixel 4a or my 3a. Again, my 3a I haven't really tested as much with the 4K camera, but on the 4a, I have shot in 4K, and I never once got an overheating issue with that specific device. So right now we're at 3 minutes. And again, you know, for people that are shooting indoors, this probably is going to be less of a problem, but we'll see. I kind of want to stop it already just to see what happens or whatever. We're at 3 minutes though, and again, it is hot out here, So keeping an eye on my truck because I did leave it on since my dog is in the car waiting. Yeah, excuse the shakiness, by the way. We're filming grass. You can see myself in the reflection. Hi guys. So far, past 4 minutes already. Again, that was 4K 30, so it's definitely shooting a lot longer. But I did get that overheating prompt. And you guys saw it, so. I'm just trying to figure out if it's downscaling it to 1080 after it got the overheat prompt or what. The only way for me to know is to actually get this plugged into my computer and export the files and see what's happening though. So we're hitting about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it at 5 minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna put it back at 4K 60 and we'll just try that one more time, okay? Right there, so it lasted about a good 5 minutes here. All right, so look, there we go. It says recording stop, phone is getting warm. Some features limited while phone's cooling down. So yeah, definitely I can see the big complaint about that. And again, you know, I'm touching the phone does feel hot, but it doesn't feel like super hot. But I can see why people would get upset about something like this, you know what I mean? Especially when you're spending for almost $500 on a phone, right? So let me go ahead and go home and we'll get this back inside my vehicle, okay? All right, guys, so back in my vehicle now. Say hi to Coco, by the way. She's waiting for me. So, you know, again, going back to video mode on the device here. Device is too hot, close camera until the device is off. So it's still giving me that error. I've been in here for a couple of minutes already. So, you know, I've only seen stuff like this happen like on other devices that I've used in the past. So it's not uncommon when the device overheats to, you know, for this to happen and it'll prompt you. So again, I was able to record about 5 minutes of 4K video. The initial one that I took was not, okay, there's a picture of my dog. The initial one that I took was not long at all. Start it, we're gonna go ahead and record. So I might have to film that. This one is about 56 seconds. So that one, 56 seconds is what it took before it overheated at 60 frames a second. And then once I swapped it over to 30 frames a second, it lasted about 5 minutes, although I was getting prompts within about a minute of it happening. So again, I'm in my car. I can feel the aluminum backing. It's very hot here in the center. So I don't know if this, obviously this has probably already been addressed to the Google Pixel team, right? You know, that, you know, the phone is overheating. So hopefully there's going to be some sort of software update that will hopefully improve this, you know what I mean? Because this is definitely not the end all for the Pixel 5a 5G, right? You know, there's definitely a lot of great things to say about this device, but again, you know, it's one of those deals where, you know, this could possibly be a, you know, make it or break it for some people, because a lot of people, especially in 2021, they use their phone to film. And when you see stuff like that, you know what I mean, it kind of steers people away from doing you know, filming on their phones, or it's going to make it a little more difficult. And again, I'm not filming right now on the Pixel 5a because again, I'm already sitting in my car and I just wanted to do this test for you guys. But again, I really appreciate you guys you know, checking out the video, you know what I mean, checking out my channel. And again, you know, there's definitely going to be more videos to come for the Pixel 5a 5G. Again, I do want to test out you know, the bandwidth on this, just because again, you know, I want to make sure that I'm getting 5G speed data, you know, 5G data speeds, and I want to see what they're like, especially in my area, see how that works, again, especially on this on the visible network. So again, guys, you know, this is Mike from BTech Review signing off. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next time, and enjoy.